We have way more interesting stuff to know about Starfield. The setting for Starfield is the settled system, a 50 light-years radius of human expansion centered on our solar system. We have the star map of the explorable universe in Starfield. A fan made a realistic map which isn't 100% accurate, but is a great way to see how the entire space could look like. Since we have known star systems like Sol, Alpha Centauri and Porrima, we know that the universe is based in the Milky Way. This map can change according to new things found about the game, and I encourage you to check the description and check it out. Starfield's page on the Xbox Store application has had an update, and now it shows the Xbox Play Anywhere tag. That means the users will be able to take advantage of the cross-platform saves in Starfield, and if they buy on either Xbox or PC, they'll own a copy of the game on the other platform. Of course, this only applies to digital purchases. Multi-platform users will be able to resume their Starfield playthrough regardless of whether they're using an Xbox, a PC, or the cloud. Next to Starfield, the parent company has other similar games that require only a one purchase, such as Doom 3 BFG Edition, Ghostwire Tokyo, and Quake Enhanced. Starfield producer Jamie Mallroy said, "I've been diving deep into the quest lines of all different factions, and I've been pleasantly surprised by the incredible variety in their storylines." Mallroy describes the amount of content in the factions' storylines as astonishing and says they are like embarking on a grand adventure within an adventure, where every choice you make and every interaction you have shapes the course of the tale. This could mean there will be a very large number of possible endings depending on the choices you make in the game. For example, Baldur's Gate 3 has 17,000 endings possible in the game. We aren't sure if that will be the case for Starfield, otherwise Bethesda would have said something relating to this, but since you can join many factions and have many possible types of interactions and paths to take, we can assume there will be quite a few possible endings for the main story in the game. At the same time, since Mallroy describes the faction quest as residing off the beaten path, and that players who pursue the main Golden Path storylines may miss some of the game's most interesting content, could refer to the fact that the main story is more linear and offers little possible endings. This is something that remains to be seen, and as soon as I find out more, I'll be posting here, so follow the channel for more. We can expect Starfield to have a mission board that will likely act as a quest for interesting activities players can explore. This will keep players busy with various side quests. The mission board also keeps us on our toes, ensuring players have exciting challenges to tackle while exploring the cosmos. Regarding the quests, these are divided into three types. Some that we know so far are The Best There Is, The Old Neighborhood, in which we will visit Mars and our solar system, Failure to Communicate, Friends Like These, Further into the Unknown. We have the main story quests, we have the side quests, NPC and companion quests, and also faction quests. There are also ambient quests which are procedurally generated, meaning they will be different for each one. And as Will Shen said, you could land on a planet and find a procedurally generated settlement there with a kidnapping problem. You could then be tasked with rescuing the kidnapped settlers, which gives you something to do and something to explore. These ambient quests are often repeatable or similar, offering lower rewards than secondary or main mission quest lines. From the last bundle of videos posted by Bethesda, we could see mechs in the game. They are present as part of a fight that the Killa City founder Solomon Coe had. So far they weren't seen in the game presentation, but this doesn't mean Bethesda is keeping things for the players, in order to let them discover more. This is something they are emphasizing, that exploring will take a lot of time, and for sure you will come across many different techs, weapons, ideologies, creatures and environments you least expected. The most plausible reason why the mechs won't be in the game we will find out later in this video, but they most likely will be present as destroyed machines that took part in a huge battle, or we could see an abandoned factory in which these were made. We've discussed about ships and ship customizations, but there are many manufacturers for them, and these are Nova Galactic, Reladine, Nautilus, Horizon Defense, Siang, Tayo Astroneering, Strong Eklund, Deimos, Dogstar, Light Sight, Slayton Aerospace. The ship parts are landers, engines, hubs, tanks, weapons, reactors, cockpits, shields, and maybe more we haven't seen. Manufacturers might specialize in different areas, but it appears that some manufacturers create all sorts of different modules. Next to exploring, an important aspect in the game is also gathering resources and building. The resources you will use in the game are aluminum, argon, hexatrinilaminylene, chlorine, cesium, copper, fluorine, iron, water, helium-3, hydromelanic acid, selenium, lithium, neon, nickel, lead, carboxylate, chlorosilan, tantalum, titanium. There will be even more of these you will find in the game. Some of these resources are not raw elements but rather compounds. You'll need to make or purchase these chemicals and compounds yourself. It could also be something you can unlock in your laboratory in the pharmacology section. We need to know Photomode will exist, nothing more to say here. You'll be able to take awesome pictures and share it with your friends or on social media. The features that will be included are brightness adjustments, filters, helmet toggle, and even character poses. The bad parts of the game. The time has come to discuss the less attractive characteristics of the game. It is confirmed that this game will be kept at 30 FPS. Bethesda has confirmed this was a choice they had to make. In the past, the games became laggy the bigger the save game, and with this the game should have less crashes on consoles. According to Todd Howard, during testing they have been able to hit or even surpass 60 frames per second at certain points, but it was inconsistent enough that the cap just makes more sense. The game is about exploration, spaceflight, combat as well, but doesn't need quick reflexes, so the 30 FPS might not be so impacting on the gaming experience overall. Todd Howard also said they aren't thinking about a performance mod, and said they would rather not disable certain options in order to make the game feel faster. If you had to choose between playing Starfield on Xbox and on PC, the best option would be PC, performance-wise. On a post on Steam it was discussed also the fact that there will be no vehicles on the planets and no atmosphere flights. This is also why we can't expect to have mechs in the game. It seems you will be dropped on a planet and you will have to walk the entire time while exploring. You will have a jetpack, which will help indeed in jumping over long distances and getting high up in the air. This at least compensates for the vehicles. When landing on a planet, you can however land in any place you want. There will be fixed locations only for the cities where you have landing pads. Todd Howard confirmed in an interview that there will be no land vehicles, nor will there be an ability to mount creatures and use them as transportation. Instead, he describes the boost pack as a vehicle of sorts, allowing you to jump over obstacles. Todd Howard also confirmed in an interview on Kind of Funny Games that only 10% of the planets will have life on them. Does this mean you will have side missions on only 10% of those 1000 planets? That's still 100 planets with missions on them, but there could be missions and side stuff to do on the remaining ones also, not just finding resources and building outposts to trade. There will be many untouched planets where you are the only person on it. It could feel barren, but Todd says there is a beauty with these kinds of planets, knowing you are the only visitor. There won't be too many abandoned outposts, and it seems not too many things to do on it. Landing on planets won't be easy. Before being able to reach it, you will need a grab drive. You need to make sure you can handle the weather, the radiation, the temperature, and you will need to suit up accordingly. Of course, one planet can have one type of biome or multiple ones. Regarding romancing NPCs, this will be available only for the main 4 constellation ones, where there's also a full quest for each one. Compared to other RPGs, the romancing will be limited. There will be fewer romancing options. More choices in companions also means that people can have an experience that's likely to be different from how others play it, and can make it feel unique despite being a single player and story-led experience. Starfield's approach could mean that it doesn't have this benefit. One thing to mention is that side quests will also be generic ones, like the ones that you do and receive something in exchange. Not all of them will be boring, but Todd has confirmed there will be many like this. There are a lot of in-depth quests, but also you will encounter simple and straightforward ones. Given the partnership with AMD, the Starfield game won't have DLSS. It will use FSR2, which is comparable to Nvidia's DLSS but not the same. The Radeon gamers will see the game at its highest potential. If you've got a GeForce GPU, you can still enable FSR2. Having AMD's OpenTech in the game means that from launch everyone can access a functioning upscaler and not just a subset of gamers. It is said that the actual dev-side implementation of the DLSS and FSR2 are so similar that it's often stated as a minor thing to be able to add both upscalers side by side. There is also the argument that for the Nvidia GPU users, the AMD's FSR2 is less effective than the latest version of Nvidia's deep learning supersampling DLSS tech. Still, there is the fear out there for gamers that Starfield might end up like Cyberpunk at launch. So far the hype matches the one Cyberpunk had, but hopefully not the end result also. Something that others have noticed also is that guns won't have recoil. It could as well be an upgrade we can make to the guns, it could be because of the gravity, but we don't think that was because of the poor animations. This isn't noticeable for all guns though. Also I noticed there is no crosshair, it shows up only after you fire the first shot, so at first it is a hit and miss thing. This could be editable in the options menu, and it could simply be because the devs wanted to show the game in its more raw form in the presentations. Somehow it is understandable that a lot of players think this game is too good to be true and they expect performance issues or a lot of bugs in-game because of its complexity. We will wait to see if this is true when we get our hands on the game. We will find out more about the game at the Gamescom in late August. Starfield and Forza Motorsport will be featured on the show floor via exclusive theater presentations. Hope this video worked well for you. Thank you very much for watching the entire video. Don't hesitate to like the video and subscribe, and I wish you all the best. Goodbye.